I will tell you a simple but important truth. You are God's answer to a problem on earth. Nothing God creates is without intention. Creation itself is proof of purpose. When something exists, it exists because there is a reason for it. This applies to nature, to systems, and very importantly, to human beings. You are not alive just because biology worked. You are alive because purpose required a carrier. Many people struggle with life because they see themselves as random participants in the world instead of intentional contributors. When you believe your existence is accidental, you live casually. But when you understand that your life is a response to a need, you begin to live responsibly. The idea that you are God's answer to a problem on earth is not poetic language. It is a framework for understanding purpose. Every generation faces problems. Those problems are not signs that God is absent, they are signs that God is preparing people. Problems do not appear alone. They come with solutions embedded in human lives. If you look carefully throughout history, you will notice a pattern. Whenever a problem grows strong, a person rises with the capacity to address it. Slavery grew, and Moses appeared. Hunger increased, and Joseph was prepared. Moral decay spread, and voices of reform emerged. The problem always comes first. The person comes after, but the person is prepared before. This means something very important. Your arrival on earth was timed. You were not born too early, and you were not born too late. You were born in the era where what you carry is relevant. The confusion you see around you is evidence that clarity is needed. The pain you notice repeatedly is evidence that healing is required. The dysfunction that bothers you deeply is evidence that restoration is missing. And often, the person who feels the burden most strongly is the person designed to respond. One of the ways to identify purpose is to observe what consistently captures your attention emotionally and mentally. People often think purpose is something mystical that falls from the sky. In reality, purpose usually shows up as concern. What do you notice that others ignore? What problems do you feel drawn to explain, fix, improve, or understand? What issues frustrate you not because they inconvenience you, but because they affect people? This is important because we do not complain deeply about things we are not connected to. Strong emotional reactions are often indicators of assignment. When something repeatedly disturbs you, it may not be irritation, it may be responsibility knocking. Another key teaching here is this: purpose is often connected to your pain. This is not accidental. Life has a way of shaping people through experiences so they can later guide others. The things you struggled with early in life often become the areas where you carry understanding later. The challenges you survived often become the lessons you teach naturally. This is why many impactful teachers speak from lived experience. They are not just sharing information, they are sharing insight gained through process. Pain, when processed correctly, becomes wisdom. Difficulty, when understood properly, becomes direction. The mistake many people make is trying to erase their past instead of extracting meaning from it. Your story matters because it shaped how you see the world. And how you see the world determines how you serve it. Now, it is important to clarify something. Being God's answer does not mean you will fix everything. It means you are responsible for something. Purpose is specific. It is not vague. You are not called to solve every problem, but you are called to respond to at least one meaningfully. This brings us to responsibility. Purpose always demands responsibility. When you become aware of a problem, awareness itself is an invitation to action. This is why growth can feel uncomfortable. Once you see clearly, you cannot pretend you do not know. Responsibility begins where ignorance ends. Many people delay purpose because they are waiting to feel fully ready. But readiness is not a feeling, it is a process. Understanding grows through engagement, not avoidance. You do not need complete clarity to begin, you need willingness to move. Direction often becomes clearer after movement starts. This is why teaching people to wait endlessly can be dangerous. Waiting has its place, but excessive waiting produces stagnation. Purpose is discovered through involvement. You learn by doing. You refine by participating. You gain confidence by acting, not by thinking endlessly. Another important lesson is that purpose is usually local before it is global. Many people overlook what is in front of them while dreaming of impact far away. But impact begins where you are placed. Your environment is not accidental. The people around you are part of your training. The problems close to you are often the first assignments. You do not need a platform to begin living purposefully. You need awareness and intentionality. Teaching, helping, organizing, improving, mentoring, creating, these are expressions of purpose that begin quietly. Over time, consistency gives them visibility. It is also important to understand that being an answer does not mean life will be easy. Solutions often face resistance. Change is uncomfortable. People may not immediately appreciate what you bring. This is normal. Many solutions are misunderstood before they are valued. This is why internal conviction is important. You must understand why you are doing what you are doing. When motivation comes only from external applause, it does not last. When it comes from internal clarity, it becomes sustainable. Purpose-driven people are not necessarily loud. They are consistent. They are thoughtful. They are disciplined. They are willing to learn. They are patient with process. Teaching style motivation focuses on building this mindset, not emotional excitement, but durable understanding. Let us also talk about fear. Fear is not a sign that you are doing something wrong. It is often a sign that you are doing something meaningful. Growth always stretches identity. But courage is not the absence of fear, it is the decision to move despite it. Another teaching principle here is stewardship. If you believe you are an answer, then you must develop yourself. Answers must be prepared to function. Skills matter. Knowledge matters. Discipline matters. Intention without preparation limits impact. You owe your assignment growth. Learning is part of obedience. Improving yourself is not pride, it is responsibility. When you sharpen yourself, you increase your capacity to serve effectively. Finally, understand this, the world does not only change through dramatic moments. It changes through people who quietly commit to solving specific problems well. Influence is built over time. Purpose unfolds in seasons. So instead of asking, "What is my entire destiny?" a better teaching question is, "What problem can I meaningfully respond to right now with what I have?" That question leads to action. Action leads to clarity. Clarity leads to confidence. Confidence leads to impact. You are not here to simply exist. You are here to contribute. You are here to respond. You are here because a problem needed an answer, and you were designed to carry it. Another important thing, or one of the most important shifts people must make, is moving from a consumer mindset to a contributor mindset. Many people live life asking, "What can I get from the world?" Purpose-oriented people ask a different question, "What can I give that is missing?" This shift alone changes how you approach education, work, relationships, and personal growth. When you begin to see yourself as an answer, your daily decisions gain meaning. You stop seeing time as something to pass and start seeing it as something to invest. You become more intentional with learning, because learning becomes preparation. You become more selective with habits, because habits shape capacity. You begin to understand that discipline is not punishment, it is alignment. Another key teaching here is that purpose is not always dramatic. Many people miss their assignment because they are looking for something spectacular instead of something necessary. But most problems in the world are solved quietly. Systems improve because someone noticed inefficiency. Lives change because someone chose consistency. Communities grow because someone committed to responsibility. Purpose often shows up as patience. It looks like showing up repeatedly when others lose interest. It looks like doing meaningful work without immediate recognition. It looks like refining skills in obscurity. This is why teaching motivation must emphasize endurance, not excitement. Excitement fades. Endurance builds results. Let us also address identity. People struggle with purpose when their identity is unstable. If you don't know who you are, you will chase validation instead of contribution. Teaching people to understand their worth is foundational. You are valuable not because of applause, but because you carry usefulness. Value increases when usefulness increases. This is why personal development is not optional. If you are an answer, you must remain functional. Answers that are undeveloped cannot solve problems effectively. Growth is not selfish, it is service. When you improve your thinking, communication, emotional intelligence, and skills, you increase your ability to help others meaningfully. Another important teaching is discernment. Not every problem is yours to solve. Purpose requires focus. Trying to fix everything leads to burnout and confusion. Wisdom is knowing where your responsibility ends. You must learn to say no to distractions so you can say yes to assignment. This clarity comes through observation and reflection. Pay attention to where you are most effective. Notice where your efforts produce the most value. Purpose leaves traces. It shows up in results, even small ones. When you align with your assignment, your effort feels demanding but meaningful, not draining and empty. We must also talk about timing. Many people rush purpose because they compare themselves with others. Comparison creates pressure that leads to premature action. Teaching people patience is essential. Growth follows sequence. Foundations must be built before expansion. You do not harvest what you did not plant. Preparation seasons are not delays, they are investments. What looks slow now may be what sustains you later. Depth protects longevity. Another crucial lesson is humility. Being an answer does not mean knowing everything. It means being willing to learn continuously. Arrogance limits impact because it stops growth. Humility keeps you adaptable. The most effective contributors remain students. Also, purpose is not isolated. No meaningful solution exists alone. Collaboration strengthens impact. Teaching people to value relationships, mentorship, and community is critical. You grow faster and more accurately when you learn from others. Let us also correct a misunderstanding. Purpose does not remove struggle. It gives struggle meaning. Difficulty does not disappear when you align with assignment, it becomes constructive. You begin to understand why resistance exists. Growth often creates friction because change challenges existing systems. When teaching this, it is important to emphasize resilience. People must expect obstacles without interpreting them as failure. Challenges are part of refinement. Each obstacle teaches adjustment, patience, and strategy. Another concept to understand is legacy. Purpose is not just about present impact, it is about future continuity. Teaching people to think beyond immediate results helps them make wiser decisions. Legacy thinking changes priorities. It moves people from impulsive actions to intentional planning. At the core of all this is responsibility. Awareness brings obligation. Once you understand that you are an answer, you can no longer live casually. Life becomes meaningful, not heavy. Responsibility is not a burden, it is direction. When people understand this, they stop asking, "What is wrong with my life?" and start asking, "What is required of me now?" That question produces maturity. And as this understanding deepens, people begin to live intentionally, not perfectly, but purposefully. They begin to align daily actions with long-term meaning. They become stable, grounded, and useful. That is what it means to be God's answer to a problem on earth, not dramatic, not rushed, not loud, but intentional, responsible, growing, and committed to contribution. If this teaching helped you see your life differently, take a moment to like this video so it can reach others who are searching for clarity. Subscribe to the channel for more teaching-based motivation on purpose, growth, and responsibility. Share your thoughts in the comments. What problem do you feel called to respond to right now? And if you believe someone else needs this understanding, share this message with them. Remember this: you are not here by accident. You are here because something needs you. Live intentionally, grow consistently, and respond responsibly. Thank you for listening.